I had to
Hello.
hello.
Hi everybody. Hi Alice. Hi Carrie. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Linda.
I'd say welcome to Alice, but she's an old shoe at this, you know. But welcome, Carrie. Everybody will know you as Martha in the chat. She has
Hello.
children that are lovely and will keep her busy. So if she has to run, we understand.
Go.
Anyway, let me pull up. I can see the chat. Let me see. Hi, Robin. Hi, Susan. Hi, Carolyn. Man's Life, Dark Side. Sean, nice to see you. Angie, Alice, Becca, Choo Choo. Hope you're doing good. Hi, Pete. I think that's it. Let me see. Sean, Susan. Did I miss anybody? Nosy Ran. Okay. I think Mystical Jinx. All right. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I didn't, love y'all. How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
So, anyway, isn't Carrie lovely? She's going to talk about
Yes.
the Facebook group that she very much does a lot in. She monitors very well for us. I love that. I love that. Becca, of course, Becca, we hope you're doing well. She's sick and she's, busy doing a whole lot of things all the time. So it's really nice to have somebody like you who takes charge. And, I love it. Thank you. You've been a soul saver for me. And, so.
Yeah, I don't mind helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alice, we know how you are. How are you doing, love?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Just being behind the scenes work, reading up on Luke's case, and keeping my fingers crossed that everything went well with Becca and Pete. With their surgeries and things like that. I seen Becca's message earlier on today saying that she was well and things went well. So, and then I seen Pete with his pirate patch earlier.
Yeah, pirate patch. Yeah, it's a site. Pirate Patch Pete. I was going to prepare something for that so I could make him laugh. But anyway, I forgot about that. So, Pete, just know I'm ha ha ha. Okay. Hi, JJX. Okay. I thought maybe I'm missing because this is a little bit slower on this side and I don't normally have my YouTube pulled up. Well, I kicked myself out of the stream when I started playing the new video. By the way, that's a new video that I made for the pictures of everybody holding their signs and, of course, begging Evers like we are and we'll continue to. And I just want to mention somebody, Claire from Facebook.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us what she does? Carrie, go ahead and say all the things this woman does. For the
I
government.
mean, I believe she goes on Amazon and like custom makes things about Brendan and mails it to him.
Yeah.
His office. And I mean, it's like, I don't know if it's every week or, I mean, it seems like almost every day, almost. I don't even know. Like there's always something she's mailing out to his office. And I think it's awesome.
I mean, when I seen the clock, like it's time is up or whatever she put on it, I thought, wow. And then she had a blanket and specially made pens. And I mean, granted, that stuff's not cheap to have custom made. No. And she's sending it to somebody who probably isn't even gonna, but that's how passionate she is,
Yeah. Does he get notified that he has mail like that, or do you not know?
I have no idea. Hi, little Barb. And little Barb is the one responsible for the cover of that new video with Brendan, the piece of glass.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a cool picture.
Yeah, she made that a long time ago. She's done a lot of artwork for me and my channel and for Brendan Talks. So thank you, little Barb. That's great. But so is Facebook like crazy or what with the troll alert? You gotta watch them. I don't envy that job, okay?
I don't understand why you get on there and don't you have better things to do? I mean, why are people just trying to cause that? What's the point?
Yeah. It's non-productive, right? I mean, really basically non-productive.
It just makes you talk about Brendan more. So on Twitter, I mean, you get a lot of people going back and forth, and I like talking about it, so I'll keep going.
Right on.
Maybe somebody will come across and see, okay, maybe I should look into this. Maybe, what's going on here, and do their own research instead of just talking out of your butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see the education. Yeah, but I mean, you've got to remember, Carrie. I mean, we've all been duped, by the documentary. I mean, we've not had the brains to go and look behind the scenes and research and dig in more. We've all been duped by a documentary, a one-sided documentary. Yeah. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
We've looked, we've researched, and we've understood that what's happened is wrong. And we're going to shout about it and shout about it and shout about it until something gets done about it, because they two guys should not be in the position that they're in. They should never have been there, and never. So it's good that these things are happening, and think of the love and the support that the guys are going to feel when they do get out and they watch all these kind of things, and they'll see all the different faces and nationalities and everything like that are supporting them and behind them 100%,
Public pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got a comment, Alice. Alice in wrongful conviction land. I love it. I'm sorry. Did you just change that today? Because
I changed. Well, I've been looking into starting my own channel, so I was on YouTube and I seen my channel and it just had my name, the Alice Urban, and I was like, no. So I changed it. But I didn't realise that it would change it on the chat as well. So when it popped up earlier, I was like, oh, yes, I've changed it.
Fernanda, I love it. I do. I love it. It tells you what you're doing. And that way you can cover all cases. You don't really just, that's why I like checking convictions, because I can cover other cases, which I'm going to be putting out a video tonight or tomorrow morning about a missing little girl and a missing little boy. And I just want to point out the differences of the coverage and how the families are acting and why I think it's become a big blow up and in the YouTube land. And it's kind of obvious stuff, but I just thought it's on my mind. It's really heavy on my mind the last week, how people are handling certain things, and you know how they're doing certain things with this family and not with this. And it just really is, they're 2 kids, 5 years old, missing within a week or 2 of each other, both, 5 years old, and from, kind of a little bit down towards the south, well, Idaho and Tennessee. So anyway, there are 2 kids, relatively same time missing, same ages, and totally different coverage. But there is a reason why, and I just want to kind of put both things out there and let people see for themselves. So I'm going to be doing that. That's a little bit different. But, yeah, it's great to talk about wrongful convictions, but right now we're talking about Brendan, and Barb seen him yesterday. He was doing good. She gave him an extra hug for all of us, so that's good. He was doing okay. And let me see. Oh, be Brendan brave. I had to call, just find out from Becca today because I forgot. Carrie remembered. Dragonflies. Dragonflies. Anything dragonflies. So that's that. I guess that's all I got. So, but there is a London rally tomorrow.
Yes.
The London rally, which this channel will be covering. Brendan Talks. Becca set it up with Joe Daughtry, who is another excellent, goes beyond her ways for Brendan, and she's going to be live streaming it for everybody, and it'll live stream here for us in US, so we can watch it at the same time and kind of be a part, just kind of like we did for the UK, So okay.
And I think if I remember correctly as well, Diane Little Misty and Jane are going live at 1:00 UK time from her channel. If I remember correctly. So if you're no subscribed with Joe or anything like that, or you can, or that's watching has got this channel or whatever, they can go to Diane's if they know Diane's more. But it will be on. I think it'll be on quite a few. This one and Diane's one. So there's going to be at least 2.
I put it in the chat.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whose it is, but she put it in the chat. It's either Diane's or Jane's, one of the 2. So thanks, Becca. Go ahead, Alice. I'm sorry.
No. That's what I was going to say. They'll find the links somewhere if they're not ready.
There's Barb.
Oh, hello, Barb.
Hey, Barb.
Nice to see you in the chat. So glad you got to see Brendan. That must have been wonderful.
I can drop a link and see if she wants to join or somebody wants to join, they can. Okay. Did it go up? Yeah, because I can't tell. I got to get my chat. Go ahead, you guys. Keep talking. I'm going to get my chat.
Yeah.
I got to get the chat from YouTube. I'm too used to that. I'm spoiled.
Well, I've got my tablet at the side of me and I'm watching the chat so that I'm not flicking between the screens on the laptop.
Well, you're like, he's got the 2 phones. He's got a phone here and a phone over here. He's got one filming him and one he's reading off of. So
yeah.
Yes, it was a nice visit. The link to that was a link to Brendan Talks. Okay. So for the live stream for the London show. So okay. Well, anyway, somebody will find it somewhere along the line here, and maybe Alice, you're a mod here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I
can get Jane's and put it up. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, I'm going to ask some questions, okay, because I'm not going to sit here and just pretend I don't want to know, because I'm a nosy person. So what got you started in this, Carrie? Because you really are a very, very good supporter, very supportive of the whole family, which I think is absolutely marvelous. I've always been that way. I was that way when it wasn't cool to be that way, okay? When nobody felt that way, I was that way. So what makes you want to support Brendan? I'll just let you have the floor.
Well, I watched Making a Murder late, obviously. And I mean, it's just how it's hard to explain. I mean, it's just obvious if you watch that documentary how Brendan was just put into a situation and then fact fed to the investigators. And it was just like he was just thrown about. And I feel he was used. And my heart just broke for him and Barb and Pete and the whole family. It was just like it happened so fast that he got screwed, so to speak. And I just felt horrible. I felt horrible and awful, and I wanted to help. I wanted to, any way that I can, I wanted to help, and I wanted to reach out and was trying to do what I, just write to him and try to support and sign all the petitions. And he does not.
Everything you can in anything, and tell everybody and whatever. Yeah.
He does not deserve. He does not belong in jail.
That's right.
It's just awful.
And it's like they say, well, what's one person, right? Well, I'm sorry, but not just Brendan.
No.
Brendan's mom, Brendan's brothers, Brendan's dad, Brendan's neighbors, Brendan's stepfather, Brendan's teachers, Brendan's friends that could be. I mean, the whole community, because they're living with injustice. It's not true. It's a story that's been put out that is not true. Okay, so you're lying to every single person that is in that state and every state across the United States. So that's what really gets me. It's just like, how can you sit there and say it's just one person's lives? It's everybody's life. And it's disgusting that you would think that just this kid means nothing. Okay, because it does.
His life means more. Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
I think the biggest thing for me was there was no DNA. And each time he was made to tell a story, it never matched up. It never matched up. Never made sense to me. So, what he went through, I want to share his story. Right. So people are aware of what he went through, what the family went through. And like I said, I'll talk about it. I'll argue with the trolls all day because people need to know what happened. Yeah. It's wrong.
Yep, it is.
So that's why I'm here. I'm trying to support and get his story out there.
Yeah. And like I said, to me, it's become not just Brendan, it's become a whole bigger thing for me. Yeah. I think it's just completely sad that we as Americans who pride ourselves on the free and the just and having all these freedoms and all this justice we live in a good freedom. This is not the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be child abusing for sure.
Oh, it's child
abuse. What they did.
That was child abuse.
Yes, 100%.
And when
I can't even explain it.
And when my girls get older, just from this whole situation, they will never. I mean, I've learned from this. I mean, my girls will never talk to a police officer.
That's right.
If you ever get in trouble, you're not talking.
That's right. Nope. I want my mom. I want my mom. I want my mom.
Yeah. And you're supposed to be able to trust these people, and you can't. You can't trust anybody.
When you grew up, didn't your parents say the police officers are there to help you? They're there to help you if you need. No,
it's sticky because they do, but you got to be careful if you're in with an investigator. You do not talk to anybody without a lawyer.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Brendan didn't have any good lawyers at the beginning, so that got screwed there again. So. But
they had a plan, and that they put the right people in the right place at the right time. That's all they did, and Brendan couldn't speak for himself. And when he did, the judge he
got shut down.
Yeah. And when he told the truth, he was told he was lying. And when he was lying, he was telling he was the truth. How the heck are you going to do that to somebody's mind? And look at how really he doesn't hold nothing. You know what I mean? He's a forgiving, hopeful soul who's wonderful to everybody.
Sweet.
Yeah, real sweet, and you got to know he was that way throughout his whole life.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't
you could see.
Oh, instantaneously he became a murdering rapist, and then all of a sudden switch right back to a sweet kid. Yeah, right.
Right.
No, if this face looks like Ritten's got dumb, and stupid, and couldn't get a clue all over it, but it don't.
Yeah, no, he that was a mess.
Yeah,
It was a mess.
Yeah.
And every time the investigators told him he was wrong, you could just see on his face he was trying to think, okay, what do they want to hear? That's what broke my heart, because I have children, and I mean, you can manipulate children. I mean, he was a child, so it was just that's where I'm at with that, and
now you just do whatever you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sporting a wonderful shirt. Let's see your shirt. Your shirt is from the campaign. That's the one I made. I love that shirt. I do. Yeah, I bet you'll get questioned on it. You probably will. Who's that poor kid? You know what I mean?
I hope I do.
Yeah. Like, tell us about your when you were wearing the mask, when you went and got your second shot and you were wearing your shirt. You just told us that backstage, and I like that.
I went for my second jag, and I had my free Daniel Holt's claw face mask on, and I had my Stephen and Brendan t-shirt on at the time, and the nurse was asking me what my mask meant and what my t-shirt meant, and I told her, have you seen Making a Murderer on Netflix? She was like, no, I haven't. I says, well, it's about these two guys here. I says, the both of them have been wrongfully convicted. I says, Brendan was just a teenager. I says, he got coerced. I says, by the police. I says, it's a really, really bad case of a miscarriage of justice in America at the moment. And she's like, oh, she's like, really? She's like, I might have to go home and watch that. I says, yeah. I says, if you like true crime, I says, and things like that, I says, you'll love it, but you'll be shocked, you'll be angry, you'll be sad. I says, all your emotions will come through, because what was done to them was not fair. As one of them has been accused, I says, twice. I says, for things that he hasn't done. I says, and there's evidence there to prove that he hasn't done anything. I says, but the state and that just only listening. And she's like, that'll give me something to watch when I go home tonight. And then I told her about the mask for Daniel, and I said that it was a police officer who's been wrongfully convicted in Oklahoma of alleged sexual assaults and everything like that. I says, but the evidence is pointing that he didn't do it either. And I says, and you'll find a lot about that, I says, on the internet. I says, and there's a few channels out there, I says, that you can go if you're interested in any of that. She says, I might just do that. She says, thanks very much.
If you reach one person,
Yeah.
I mean, Michelle Vernon's really the one that got me on that thing, because she was like on a thread for Governor Evers, and somebody said some things, and she got into this debate, disrespectful. She gave him a link and changed this person's mind into looking into it and really seeing for themselves. So that's wonderful. I mean, if I do that, and Carrie does that, and Alice does that, and Becca and Robin and everybody that's in this chat does that, that's reaching a lot of people. So let's just keep that going. Like I said, my new thing is it's always been like say his name, but now it's know his story. I mean, really know Brendan's story, because you can see it on Netflix, and that'll grab you. That will get you in, because it's like, this is totally wrong. But then once you're in and you go to some of these beautiful, wonderful communities like Foul Play and the numerous channels that we have to listen to, the trials readings and the anything, everything and anything we can get, we read and we research it. And once you dig that deep, like been in it for years, you really don't know the totality until you see it. I mean, you really see it. So, and it is totally injustice. And now it's become so political, it's a political battle. And I think it was JJax that said he's a political prisoner now. And I believe that. I truly
They are.
do.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I believe that too, Linda. I mean, especially now. Hiya, Buddy P. I see you're in the chat. Hey, my buddy.
Hi, Pete. Okay, Pete, here we go. We're all pirates for you. But yeah, this has just become, something you just want to talk about. Like I said, and if each one of us do something, like like me this year until next time rally next year, or hopefully Freedom Party or whatever, I'm going to wear a supporter shirt every time I go in public. Just doing that will get somebody up to you to talk about it. So, and Becca and everybody that's designing these shirts, and Becca who's putting them out, it's marvelous. I mean, every month something changes, so I won't be wearing the same one every time.
Yeah.
And it really helps.
I mean, since lockdown, I mean, this is what's kept my mind occupied. Is being on here, chatting on Discord and things like that. I mean, joining Discord, I mean, that was complete accident anyway. That was just sheer accident, but it was a happy accident and a good accident, because I was going daft, because I was trying to talk to my friends and family about it, and they're like, you're not, what are you still doing with all that nonsense and all that? And I'm like, no, it's no nonsense. You really need to watch it. Because it's all right me talking to you about it and things like that, but it's not until you actually see it with your own eyes to what these guys actually went through. And then even more so with talking to you guys that have been on it a lot longer. I mean, I think I've been on it about 2 years now, and all the information that I've got has came from speaking to people, reading things, watching things, and not just taking the documentary, and the things that you discover is unbelievable. And anybody with any common sense can see that it shouldn't have happened. That none of the trials should have happened. Period. And then the more that we can say, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, but what can we do? We can't do nothing. Do what we're doing. Word of mouth. That's what can start a lot of things off, is word of mouth. So you tell one person, that person goes and watches Make the Murderer, and then they tell their mate or whatever. I mean, I'm going to meet up with some friends.
Shampoo commercial. Remember that shampoo commercial where you wash your hair and then you tell your one friend, and your one friend tells your other friend, and they tell a friend, and then on and on and on. The chain just keeps going. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I mean, every one of us has reached somebody since we've been doing this. You know what I mean? And so we get called a cult. Okay, yeah, sure. Because
I'm quite happy to be in a cult.
I care and I understand and I learn and I think. Yes, I am a cult. Thank you very much. Care, understand, learn, and think. There you go. I'm a cult. So, and I got a lot of great cult members. So, you know what I mean? If you want to call me that, that's fine. If you want to say that I'm a keyboard warrior, hey, where's my sword? You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're on somebody else's channel, or you're on a Facebook group, or you're on some other type of group. As long as you're saying their name and keeping it out there, that's you doing your part. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've got the Stephen and Brendan case. I've got the Daniel Holtzclaw case, and I've got Luke and the Jody case. And even though we're a pond apart and everything like that, and how many times you've heard me say, like, oh, that'll never happen in the UK. Well, it just came back and bit me in the bum, because of what happened with Luke. And some of the things that happened with Brendan, with being questioned with an adult and things like that, happened to poor Luke. And it's just, the similarities are unbelievable. So the more you talk about it, the more you're getting it out there, and be thankful, that we can talk about it. And we know that what we're talking about. We're not just out there saying, oh, they're innocent and can't be able to come up with any facts or anything like that, because we can point them to the places where they can get these facts. Especially foul play and Discord and all that kind of stuff, where they can learn the information. That the majority of the time is that the people that are calling us a cult and keyboard warriors and murderer lovers and all the rest of it, whatever that they want. They're closed-minded.
I'm not a murderer lover. He isn't a murderer.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not the one
Linda.
writing Chris Watts. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm on some bandwagon thinking Chris Watts needs to get out. No, the guy's a fucking monster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brendan and Stephen and these wrongful convictions come from shoddy investigation, shoddy trials. Okay.
And lawyers.
It starts at the investigative part. So we got to stop it there. You know, we have to make police accountable, and confessions need to match words to evidence. There's just should not be anybody in prison for just their words alone, because words were fed and can be fed. And it doesn't matter if you're a Brendan or if you're a Jason Strong, who is a guy who was, you know, so it doesn't matter. It's words. There's no evidence, no DNA. There's no, where's the knife that Brendan placed under the rib? Okay. Where's the hair that they cut? Okay.
Yep.
All these things. Where's fingerprints? Where's the blood? Where's this crime scene? All of this never mattered to the investigators, or worse than that, the trial judge, the prosecutor. Okay, that's where it starts. You got to stop that stuff there. We need to make changes as far as when you get a confession, like Steve Moore says, if I would have went in there, my commander would have, I would have been fired, laughed at, fired, probably put in jail. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you have to watch every piece of word that comes out that mouth. And especially if it's changing and you're hearing investigators give away key evidence. The only one that knew about her being shot in the head was the law enforcement. Okay.
Yeah.
So they sealed Brendan with that. You know what I mean? They do this in a way that was in the rules. They will tell you, I did nothing wrong. You did things morally wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about morally? You know,
Yeah.
There's got to be a standard somewhere. I don't know. But words need to match evidence as far as I am concerned. And then until that changes, we're going to have sad stories like Brendan. And, you know, how can you possibly learn off of Brendan like everybody does? Everybody.
Well, everybody's learning off of Brendan. Everybody is learning off of Brendan though now, Linda. Because even over here, I'm sure it was somebody that we were talking to in Discord. I can't remember who it was, but their friend is a police officer and that, and he was telling them not that long ago that even they were using Brendan's interview.
There's a question that
FL, the one about, was there any DNA?
There is none.
None.
Zero.
No, if you want to say the garage had DNA in it, well, you'll have to say FL, the bullet, which was come from a wooden girl, okay, with red paint for hair.
Yeah. No. Yeah, he's asking if Joseph's asking if it was in Stephen's bedroom or garage. No.
None.
Absolutely
no crime scene.
None
no blood
whatsoever,
no hair,
Joseph.
Nothing.
None whatsoever. There wasn't even Brendan's DNA or anything like that there either.
Or fingerprints or anything.
You know. So that is just a concoction that the Kratz had a fantasy in
case. Welcome. Glad to have you in the community. I'll tell you that right now. I'm sure the super mod with the super spanner Catnip is back. So she'll probably drop a follow play link and you can go get information from the library and read up on it and come in and talk to people. We are all willing to teach.
Oh, he knows.
I know, ladies. Oh, okay. I just never seen him here before, so maybe I didn't pay attention.
Sometimes it's hard.
Unusual.
Sometimes it's hard to keep an eye on the chat though when you're doing this, you know, because you get into talking and everything like that, and then you forget that the chat's going up.
Oh, but wait a minute.
Knew.
It was you're us. There we go. So yeah. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. That's how everybody, I think, feels like we do. They really do.
I mean, it's the fact that Aspender and Liger can actually go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
With what they done to Brendan. They know fine well that they fed that laddie information that he did not know. You know what I mean? They know fine well, and they knew that his IQ wasn't up to standard, to what it should be for his age. They knew fine well, for crying out loud. They take him out of a special education classroom. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be in that classroom if he didn't need that special education.
You know, that's another thing. Our schools need to be held accountable, because as far as I'm concerned, the school is 100% wrong. I don't send my kid to school to be worried about them going to have to talk to police and them not call me.
Did they ever
have
get
me
in trouble
there?
for that?
Huh?
Did they ever get in trouble for that? Did anything come out of that? Because I don't know if there's something that's not right.
I know, but we don't know I don't know the laws back then either. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I do know. When my kids were going to school, I told them whether they wanted to hear it or not. You don't let nobody come get my kids. Don't nobody come talk to my kids. You call me. Okay.
Yeah. No, they can't do that though.
I didn't think they could either. I'm very shocked. The school thing shocks me really bad. So just to cover your own butt, if your kids ain't in school yet, write a note and put it in their file. Okay, I'm serious. You have to cover yourself, because you just don't know. Your kids might be the perfect angels and never ever have to worry about that, which I do pray for that to happen. But you never know if they'll be dragged in.
That's not right. Something's not right there.
I mean, they're supposed to phone you if your kid falls out of school and splits their head open or splits their leg open or something like that they need to go to the emergency room. You know what I mean? They phone you for something like that. Well, I'm sorry, but if there's police officers coming in to ask a child and ask questions, then the teachers should have been the ones that would be saying, right, okay, you'll just need to wait. I need to get in touch with the parent, you know, because I know for a fact that if Barb couldn't have got there for them to be able to speak to, Pete would have been there. Pete would have drove there.
He's doing his thing, Alice.
He probably would have went over the speed limit just to get there.
Something's not right there. Yeah, that's not right.
Well, see, Carrie, in my opinion, right, they waited, they knew, somehow they knew that Barb had court that day. So while Barb was in court, I think it was for a divorce or something like that, but while Barb was in court, they went to the school to question Brendan. So they knew that whether the school phoned Barb or no, Barb's phone would have been off because she was in a fucking courtroom. You know what I mean? So she wouldn't have been able to answer the phone whether she wanted to or no. That poor woman's probably had the phone on silent, seen the police station coming up and gone, what the hell is going on? And not being able to do anything about it because she's in court proceedings herself. They were sneaky that way. And I think that's how they got about it. And that's how they got Brendan. And that's why I say it was due to the school. The school should have been put through the coals for that. Because they let Brendan down big time by letting the police take him out of that school.
Absolutely. And you know what? They should be embarrassed that actually happened. Putting a child through that. Yeah. I mean, what adult parent teacher puts a child without a parent? I mean, something's just not right there. You know what I mean? Like, two investigators. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's like you said, if I was an educator, there's no way. I would protect my student. You had to protect your student.
No, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to protect their student. As soon as they step into that ground, at 9 o'clock, they're in the care of the teachers. You know, the teachers for the lowest sub teacher, even the dinner ladies and whatever. When they're in that school grounds, every adult in that school grounds is to look out for every single child in that school. You know, no matter who it is. If a teacher sees another kid bullying other kids, or a dinner lady sees it, or a janitor sees it, they go and they report it to the headmistress. You know, so why did these teachers know? Go straight to the headmaster or the headmistress and say, look, the police are here for Brendan. What are we meant to do? We can't get hold of his mum. That's when the headmistress should have stepped in and said, I'm sorry, we can't let him leave until we get in touch with his mother. Right. Point blank. Because they didn't have a warrant. or anything like that. So it's not like they could say, oh, well, we've got a warrant, we need to take them. You know? So it's just, I don't understand, and I can't fathom why that school let that way leave with the Ebola.
Thank you for joining Discord there, Joseph. He just joined. I seen the notice come up. So welcome to Discord. You'll love us there. We're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my biggest problems with this whole situation with Brendan. I mean, even though there's a shitload of problems from the beginning to the end of the case, you know what I mean? One of my main problems is that school.
How can you not protect your student? I never thought of that situation until just now. It's disgusting.
It is.
I am in early childhood education, and I've had divorced parents come and get their children, and I had to look up if it was their day to get their child.
Yeah, you have to protect it.
Just a minute. Sorry.
They want their ice cream, Mom.
I know. They're getting into the snacks, and I'm just letting it happen. It's all good.
No. Well, what you doing for Brendan, right?
No, but I'm a little heated. So yeah, I mean, you had to protect your students. So he got screwed there. I mean, that's just I never thought of that till now.
Dude. It's a fucked up all around deal. It's really not good. Not okay.
And everybody that I've spoke to about it and that as well in the community have all got the same problem.
Yeah.
Nobody, not even the state or anything like that, nobody has actually came out and said outright why that school or why the teachers did not protect that child when he was under their care.
Nobody asked him. You know why? Because they fit in what the police wanted. It wasn't, nobody was going to yell about it. And Barb was so upset. Oh, she's supposed to know what's going on. When they got her running around every which way doing all this, I want to know where my kid is. Screw that school. I'll deal with them later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just ran her around town every which way from one end to the next, saying he's going to be here, or just not telling her. I mean, and
then blatantly lying on the stand, Linda. When they turned around and said that when they picked Brendan up at that high school, that Barb was with him and went down in the car with him. And that's a load of bollocks.
Yeah. Just like, of course. I mean, it's crazy what they did. I mean, it is just totally nuts. I can't see it going on, and I hope that the schools have seen something like this and made a change to where they just don't do that. Because like you said, you have to check to see.
Yes, you do.
Parent,
yeah.
Because there's parent objections too.
This all hurt.
Here.
Wow, you want ice cream? I'm
just gonna open this Pringles for him. Just go in the living room. Off you go.
Yay, Mom, let us have it. She didn't care. And I didn't even have to lay down on the floor and kick my feet at all.
They'll be thinking, you need to do this more often, Mum. We got away with anything.
Yeah. Mom, are you going to be on there again tonight? Or So, see, though, we have that readings of the trial, post-trial and all that. You be welcome. Everybody's welcome to come on and say how they feel about that. So come on here, be a guest. We, all of Brendan's supporters are welcome to be up here because we want Brendan to see that this is a stamp in time for Brendan, while he was gone. So, I mean, I never in my life dreamed when I first started this channel that it would go like this. And that Twitter would change and everything would switch over. Yeah. We don't support Brendan, but I worked really hard for that. And Becca, oh my gosh, she is just the perfect, absolutely perfect. She took this little thing and made this mountain of it. And I am so appreciative to her for that. And I mean, we all love Becca for doing that. She is the supporter. I mean,
she's awesome. Yeah, she does a lot.
Yep. You two Claire, everybody that's on there doing something, Donna, anybody in this chat, every single person in this chat, you know what I mean? You're all doing something, and man, thank you so much. All I can say is thank you. I mean, I know Brendan will absolutely be amazed when he gets out.
As Sean says, Dean Strang's words, will someone defend Brendan Dassey, have a profound significance? Yeah, they do, because even he's seen it. Christ, even Jerry Butin seen it. And he, in his book Illusion of Justice, which you can see behind me, he said,
Michael Cuccini.
I've got Michael Cuccini, I've got Wrecking Crew and Illusion of Justice. But Jerry Butin in Illusion of Justice said that when Kaczynski took on Brendan's case, the lawyer before Kaczynski made a big fuck up by dismissing, I think it was a preliminary hearing or something like that he missed, that he just went past by. And Jerry pulled Kaczynski aside and went, look, his first lawyer never done this for him. He's entitled to it. You need to see about getting this done. Kaczynski says to him, I'll think about it. And then that was it. Nothing was done.
Well,
so even Jerry Butin, and I reckon that if Jerry wasn't on Stephen's team at that point, I think he would have jumped in to try and help Brendan.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's just put it this way. Somebody in the community we know says that Jerry Butin set up Brendan. Well, no, he was the opposite. Tried to get things recorded and certain standards for that so that wouldn't be done. So when Fake Bender and Ligert tell you that they did nothing wrong, they didn't. They did, in the eyes of the law, they did what was allowed. Okay. But it doesn't make it right.
No.
Okay. You lied, you wormed your way, and you did make promises to that.
Yeah. You did.
Okay? They made a promise to him, and that was Brendan's whole thing. He did not believe that doing this to put him in prison. Well, he didn't know.
They worked on Brendan's emotions. Brendan's disability is language.
Words.
Yeah.
Well, he was a child, and that he believed them because they are adults and higher power, and he trusted them. He believed them, and they were assholes pretending to be friends with him. Yeah, that's tricking somebody. That's a trick. They tricked him. So
they did.
I'm glad.
Especially saying we are not police officers right now. I'm a father right now. Yeah. I have a son about your age.
Let you think about me being your dad right now while your dad's not here with you. That shit is not good, dude.
As a child,
touching the knee.
Yeah,
I know.
And a soda pop and a touch of the knee, and I got your back.
Yeah,
you know. And of course, he's going to believe it. He was raised to be respectful. We all were. And we raise our children and our grandchildren. My grandchildren are being raised the same way, except for they got, don't talk to the police. I want my mom. I want my mom. I want my mom. You repeat that. I want my mom until your mom shows up.
Yep.
Sorry. If you're not doing nothing wrong, then you're not going to talk to that kid without their parent. You know,
Right.
I'm very glad that 3 states have adopted that you cannot.
Yes.
And Minnesota, I'm really happy, has adopted an integrity unit for wrongful convictions specifically to go over these cases and make sure that, you know, they're on the legit. I'm really happy about that too.
Yeah.
We already have in standard, you can't talk to a kid without a lawyer or a parent. So that, you know, I don't know what method. I don't think we use the read technique, but I'm not sure because Neil Nielsen was from here and he's the first one to develop into techniques, okay, and then they developed it into the read techniques. So where the recording and stuff comes in. But
yeah, but see, they're not supposed to use the read technique. Say that again, Alice. They're not supposed to use the read technique here either, and that's been since the 90s, if I remember right. I'm sure Sean will correct me if I'm wrong, because I think Sean knows about this as well. It's been since the 90s. But in saying that, in 2003, they did use parts of the read technique when it came to look.
Yes. So why don't you explain what the peace technique is so people will know? Because we only really know, nobody even says, and we haven't asked you. But there's a big difference. So
so the peace technique that they try and change to is talk to them like a human being. Get them to be calm, not to be tense, not to think, oh my God, I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? Is to de-escalate and talk to them like a human being and try and start a rapport with them.
Don't lie.
First. Instead of, exactly, Carrie, no lying, no giving it, we've got your DNA, and we know we've got your DNA.
They can't say
they said that Stephen was already...
Okay.
Sorry?
No, I was just going to say they can't say they have DNA when they don't, and they can't say that your friend is giving it up for you right now when they're not, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah, they're not supposed to say that kind of thing, but when it comes to police officers that have been in the game for 30, 40 years, that are used to doing things a certain way and doing interviews a certain way, it doesn't matter whether it's doing it on paper or no. You're not supposed to use the read technique. You have to use the peace technique. It's going to creep in there, because they're so used to doing it that way. So they're lying, or we've got your DNA. We've got a witness that says you were there at this such and such time and everything like that. Well, they're not meant to do that, but a lot of police officers and that still do. And that's wrong. That's where the education and everything like that needs to come into. Is these people that are DCIs and sergeants and detectives and all the rest of it, they have been trained in a certain way, and it's trying to train them out of that certain way. I mean, here, for instance, a police officer. Well, if a police officer here in Scotland gets sacked or dismissed for misconduct or anything like that, then they can't go across the border down to England or Ireland or Wales.
We started that
and get a new job as a police officer.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas over there in some states, you can go for say Milwaukee. You can go from Milwaukee to Two Rivers, be misconduct in Milwaukee, but go to Two Rivers, which is only the next state over, and get a job as a police officer again. I mean, that's just madness to me.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it, Linda? I mean, they can...
Yeah, they can lie to you. They can lie to you, tell you they got DNA. They can tell you that they got video footage of you. They can, all that. They can lie to the mountaintops are full of bullshit, okay? But now that's not right. That's entrapment. They wear you down. They do. They say, okay, yeah, they'll give you water. Okay, they'll let you go to the bathroom. But according to them, even though you don't have to sit there. They don't sit there and after they ask you a question, are you sure you want to sit here and answer this? Do you want to leave? You can. They don't tell you that. You're so far in and you're so freaked out by what they're saying to you, you begin to believe it, especially a young, moldable mind. And you can do it to a grown man like Jason Strong. I use him as very much an example because he's a big, bulky guy that, was nobody's going to do this. He'll tell you that. Nobody's going to make me say I killed anybody when I didn't do it. He was using those words after 20 hours of being interviewed or interrogated. And doesn't the word interrogation just sound evil? Really? It does.
But Sean's saying the peace technique allows for the person being interviewed to take the lead in a conversation. It's treated as a conversation, friendly, informal, but it's recorded,
Yeah.
audio and visual, so that everything is used, you know.
But as we know, in the dirty interviews that we've seen, they'll shut that off and put it back on and mess with the timestamp. They will do it. You will see cut up interviews and they'll say, well, they had to go to the bathroom. Well, how do you go to the bathroom for an hour and a half? You know, what were you doing for that hour and a half? And you can see that with the Central Park 5. They literally were smacking those kids that were 16 years old and younger, hitting them in the head, telling them that they're going to die and get raped in prison. And that's what they were telling them, that they're going to get raped in prison. Now, what a thing to tell a boy. Can you imagine that? I can't imagine that. And if you just tell us the truth, you can get out of it. They're lying directly to their face. First of all, they're freaking them the hell out. And then they're telling them that once you tell me that you did it, I'll let you go. Because they literally twist your mind that bad. So them are normal children under normal street, and they're street smart kids. These kids were street smart. Okay. They're not like Brendan, who lives in the rural streets or in the rural homes of Wisconsin, who was raised to be, who was a gentle person, who was raised to believe that if you're in trouble, even though he knew what his uncle went through, the police are there to help you. Okay. Because whoever thought he was going to ever be in trouble? Come on, the kid played video games. You know?
But they got Brendan, in my opinion anyway, when they realised how they could manipulate Brendan,
car. Yep.
was at the Crivets. The Crivets interview with him in the car. And I think it was Blaine and Brendan that was in the car.
Yep.
And they said to him, so you've got 5 brothers then, Brendan, haven't you? And Brendan went, 5. You know, and then continued on with the rest of the questioning. So they know fine well that he could be manipulated that way, because all they had to do was say one thing and then barrage him with a few other things on top of that afterwards, so that he was confused to what he was actually answering to. You know? So they were asking him, because when we were doing the transcripts, that was one of the things that I noticed.
It was like we all had an epiphany. It was like boom, right in our head. It was like, this is the turning point of Brendan. And I thought that before, but this is when the cop who was out there to do that kind of work had to go back and tell the other cops, this is the one you go after. That's what they did. Okay?
That's exactly what they did, Linda. That's exactly what they did, because they knew just where they. I mean, there was other bits, but that's the one that sticks in my mind, is the one where they say to him about having 5 brothers, and he just said I, without realizing that he's just said I to say him that he's got 5 brothers when he's not. You know.
Here's the real answer for the school. The principal should have called her.
Yes, Barb, 1000%.
Exactly.
They should have called you, and if they didn't call you, they should have called Pete.
They should have called
plain and simple.
Yeah, and Barb was in custody of him, so they should have called Barb. That's how a school would do it, right, Carrie? The custody parent, yes. So I mean, they could say Pete, but he might have been an emergency contact. But they're supposed first to contact your main.
The main guardian. Definitely. But if Barb was in court and she couldn't answer her phone because she was in court, and that's a bloody emergency. The police are there at the school for her son. That's an emergency. So if they can't get a hold of Barb for any reason whatsoever, then the next contact on Brendan's list should have been informed, and that probably would have been Pete. You know. And then Pete would have been trying to get a hold of Barb, or probably maybe knew the story that why she was at court. You know what I mean? So even his granny, if they couldn't get a hold of Barb and they couldn't get a hold of Pete, they should have phoned his granny.
The point is, there's emergency contacts. The school is very liable. The school is just as responsible, if not more, as far as I'm concerned, for allowing him to be gone that day, to be taken out and be questioned.
I'll tell you,
highly regard.
as a teacher, I don't care who's showing up to talk to somebody's kid. They're not talking to anybody's child unless the parent is there. That's what's not making sense to me, is this school letting somebody's child, somebody's baby, talk to police without the parent being there. I mean, would you want your child in that situation? Like, Emma, please stop. All right.
Emma, be quiet. Hi, Emma.
Go play.
Hi there.
Hi. Just 5 more minutes and you can get ice cream. I'll let your mommy go in 5 minutes.
Yeah. That just blows my mind that happened.
Yeah, you work with the school, so you would be liable, suit and all, if that happened to you, right? You wouldn't allow it.
No, I mean, I don't care who's there. As a teacher, you're not talking to my student until the parent's there.
Right on.
In person, not over the phone, in person. So
right on. We want our children to go to your school.
Well, I'm a preschool teacher.
Anyway, your children have waited a whole hour for ice cream. They're wonderful kids doing that. I mean, I think it's marvelous. You tell them thank you from us and Brendan. And I think I'll let you ladies go if you don't have any last moment things to say. I just want to remind everybody, affirmations and dragonfly pictures. Brenda, for Brendan Brendan's Brave. He's Linda. Be Brendan Brave is dragonflies and affirmations. Did it. Okay. Number 2, Becca, love you. I miss you. You need to come up here. I'm a hot mess. I haven't done it for so long. Alice, thank you so much. Carrie, the things you do. Thank you so much
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. And every single one of you people in the chat, thank you so much for being here for Brendan. I know he would. So he really does love his supporters. And we really want to see Brendan home. So, Barb, hats off to you, honey. Love you. Don't work too hard. Everybody else have a great weekend. Be safe. Tomorrow's the London rally, so be watching it either on Brendan Talks or on Jane or Diane's. I'm not quite sure which one it is.
Diane's. It's Diane's.
What time does it start tomorrow, Alice?
1 p.m. On, I'm not sure on Brendan Talks, but I know on Diane's channel it's 1 p.m. UK time.
Okay, so that'll be what time in? It's 6 hours different. 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 o'clock rally probably starts then. I know Becca has to get up early at 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning for her to start. So it's normally 6 in the central. So, and you're Eastern one, you're one of us ahead of us, and you're 6 ahead. I'm learning these world times. I really am.
And I'm still not got the hang of them, and I've been doing it for over 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, 7 a.m. Susan says. Okay, well, thank you, Susan. It's 6 Eastern time. Thank you, T1. Anyway, thanks, everybody. It was, here, let me put this up here so Barb can get her word out, what she needs to say.
The principal left the school shortly after all this. She went to Lincoln High School. Amanda told she shouldn't have been able to go to any other school, period, in my opinion.
Mine
for
too.
what because if she couldn't look after that child, what chance has she got of looking after anybody else's child? Plain, straight and simple. It's like police officers, they shouldn't be able to go to one state for misconduct or whatever.
Look at George Floyd. It will tell you what happens. George Floyd, I live in a suburb outside of St. Paul, Minnesota, where he worked, and he had 12 violations, got fired from there, went to Minneapolis, which is, we're called the Twin Cities for a reason. They're not far apart, okay? And got a job there, and look what he did. So we don't do that here anymore either, but that should be everywhere.
No,
so.
that she should not have been able to get into another school, especially as a headmistress, after what she done to Brendan. No way. And that's my opinion.
And it's
I agree, Alice.
Yeah. All right, I got homework for everybody. What you got to do is say his name and know his story or tell his story. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Thank you, ladies. It was a pleasure.
Thank
Bye.
You.
Bye.